Imagine you're standing in a grocery store faced with a wall of cereal boxes. On one side, you see the colorful, sugary options that promise fun and excitement. On the other, you have the plain, whole grain choices that boast health benefits. Now, how do you decide which cereal to buy? This moment is a perfect example of critical thinking in action. So, what exactly is critical thinking? At its core, critical thinking is the ability to analyze information, evaluate different viewpoints, and make informed decisions. It's about being curious and questioning what you see, hear, and read, rather than just accepting things at face value. Think of it as a mental toolbox. You don't just have one tool, but a whole set that helps you navigate through life's challenges. Let's break it down into smaller pieces. First, critical thinking involves gathering information. In our cereal example, you might start by reading the labels. What's the sugar content? What are the ingredients? This step is all about collecting data and facts. Next comes the evaluation stage. Here, you weigh the pros and cons. Is the sugary cereal really worth the temporary joy it brings, or will it lead to a sugar crash later? Now, let's use an analogy. Think of critical thinking like baking a cake. You can't just throw all the ingredients into a bowl and hope for the best. You need to measure, mix, and follow a recipe to create something delicious. In the same way, critical thinking requires you to combine different pieces of information and analyze them to create a well-rounded understanding of a situation. Real-world examples can help clarify this concept further. Picture a scenario where a friend is upset about a recent breakup. You could simply tell them to get over it, or you could engage in critical thinking. You might ask questions like, what do you think led to the breakup? Or, how do you feel about it now? By encouraging them to reflect on their emotions and the situation, you're helping them process their experience more deeply. Now, let's talk about solutions. Imagine you're in a job interview and a challenging question comes up, like, what's your biggest weakness? Instead of panicking, critical thinking allows you to pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. You might say, I tend to be a perfectionist, which sometimes slows me down, but I'm learning to prioritize tasks better. This response shows self-awareness and an ability to grow, which are valuable traits in any candidate. So, what can you control in your life with critical thinking? You can control how you react to information, how you approach problems, and how you make decisions. It's all about taking a step back, analyzing the situation, and choosing your response wisely. Let's summarize the main points. Critical thinking is about gathering information, evaluating it, and making informed decisions. It's like baking a cake, combining different ingredients to create something meaningful. You can apply critical thinking in everyday situations, whether it's choosing a cereal, comforting a friend, or navigating a job interview. As we wrap up, I want you to think about this. When was the last time you had to make a tough decision? Did you take the time to analyze the situation, or did you rush into it? And how might your life change if you approach decisions with a critical thinking mindset? Remember, every time you question, analyze, and reflect, you're sharpening your critical thinking skills. So, go ahead. Embrace the power of thinking critically, and watch how it transforms your life.